There we go. There we go. We'll see how this works. Our text tonight is Daniel chapter 9. I'm kind of excited for this text. I am as equal excited about the study of Sunday morning in our topic on the Bible. And I tried to Google. I read the internet today that in in 1997, 1% of the material was on the internet. In 2000, it was 51%. And the latest statistic is in 2007, and 97% of communication and material is on the internet. 97% has been downloaded onto the internet.
And these are like even old books and things too, aren't they? That you can...
It is simply amazing. So I was interested in, when I read that Daniel read Jeremiah's prophecy, the question that I asked, on what material did Daniel read his material? In other words, was it the original scroll? I'm sure that Daniel and Jeremiah were contemporaries, so there wasn't enough time to transcribe that into another scroll. So I'm really wondering how Daniel read, or how would he get a copy? Unless his family was important, that they got a copy of Jeremiah's prophecy. And so I was trying to find that on the internet. And then I came across an article, when did writing start? And Sunday morning I'm going to show how the alphabet began in their language. Isn't that amazing? And there's one verse in the Old Testament, and I don't have it offhand, that God told them to write the Ten Commandments in a stone. Isn't that amazing? To write the law in a stone for a permanent reminder to the children of Israel to keep the law.
Well, they did do that, didn't they?
They did that,
But they broke the stone.
but they never kept the law. And so that's where we're at. They continue to break the law. God is patient. 120 years before the flood, and now it's been 490 years before the captivity. And so the prophets, so when we look at Daniel chapter 9 and verse 24 through verse 27, Daniel's 70 weeks, it is called. Countdown to the Messiah. And it truly is a unique and a very thoughtful, provoking prophecy. The 70-week prophecy is probably one of the most well-known prophecies and the least understood and the most controversial prophecy in Scripture. There is no more single prophecy in Scripture that is more precisely defined as the Messiah's purpose. And it links his activities with secular history. God interwove his plan in secular history. Now, it is impossible to deal with all of the issues related to Daniel chapter 9. It is something to say of any passage of the Old Testament. It is something to say of any passage in the Old Testament that it has attracted more interpretive and suggested by more people than any other prophecy, and there is probably more written on this text. But it has fantastic evidence, and it is most marvelous as we look at this text. The context of this passage is where Daniel is considering the prophecy of Jeremiah regarding the 70 years of captivity. Daniel knew that the 70 years is coming to an end, and soon, since it is 539 BC, and the Jews have been in captivity since 605 BC. And this would mean that a few more years are left. And this would mean that God is going to bring about the end of the captivity. And so he prays and he pleads for forgiveness for Israel. And while he is praying, and I'm sure this is not the last time he prayed or the first time he prayed, but as he's praying, he sees the angel Gabriel, who tells him some very important information about the future of Israel. And so the history is going to show what God has planned. And what's going to happen, let's look then at verse 24 through verse 27. Let's look at it together. 70 weeks are determined upon thy people and upon thy holy city to finish the transgression and to make an end of sins and to make reconciliation for iniquity and to bring in everlasting righteousness and to seal up the vision and prophecy and to anoint the most holy. Know, therefore, and understand that from the going forth of the commandment to restore and to build Jerusalem unto the Messiah, the prince shall be 7 years and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again. This must be New American Standard Version. And the wall even in troublesome time. Verse 26. Read along with me. And after 62 weeks shall Messiah be cut off, but not for himself, and the people of the prince that shall come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary, and the end thereof shall be with a flood, and unto the end of the war desolation are determined.